Okay, we're going to start our second part of the graphing patterns review video. Just wanted to go over the answers for the U-try portion. So if you go across and you look, these would be your answers for the U-try section. And also noticing that my rule for X is plus 50 and my rule for Y is plus 25. And if I continue this pattern, I'm going to have 500 and 175. So if I want to know X minus Y, I'm going to do 500 minus 175, and I get 325. A lot of times we struggle with subtracting with double zeros. So my suggestion would be, look how I checked my work. I did 325 plus 175 to make sure that I got 500. Because a lot of times we mess this borrowing up in the middle here and over here. So always check your work, okay? All right, so we're gonna move on to the last portion, which is to know how to continue a pattern and be able to name the relationship of the pattern in a word problem and the relationship between two numbers. So again, common mistakes are the same as we've also talked about, and understanding what a relationship is the hardest part of knowing. Is you're not listing the rule, you're just listing what the relationship is. So here is our problem. Ben and Jerry are opening an ice cream shop. So far, they have been open for 4 days. Ben has served 10 cones every day, and Jerry has sold 5 cones every day. So fill in the table using the information you know to list the running total by continuing the pattern to day 5, okay? So right now we know the rule is that Ben has sold 10 cones, yes, 10 cones every day, and Jerry has sold 5. So I'm going to say on day 1, Ben sold 10, and if we want to do a running total, we're going to keep adding 10 cones, okay? So if he sold 10 more cones on day 2, his running total would be 20, and then 30, and then 40, and then 50. So that would be his running total. So by day 5, he has sold 50 cones. We know that Jerry has sold 5 cones per day. So on day 1, he sold 5. And then on day 2, he sold 5 more, which his total would then be 10. And then 5 more, and then 5 more. And then finally, his final total would be 25, okay? So what we talk about, what is the relationship between what Ben sells and what Jerry sells, we're not talking about the rule of plus 10 for Ben or plus 5 for Jerry. We're looking at what is the relationship between what Ben sells and what Jerry sells. And if I look at the relationship, I can see that if Ben sells 10, Jerry sells 5. If Ben sells 20, Jerry sells 10, and so forth. So if I look at it, I can tell that the relationship is that Jerry sells half of what Ben sells. Or I can say Ben sells twice as much as Jerry. Any one of the ways that you want to say that would be perfectly fine. So I'm going to say that Ben sells twice as much as Jerry. So Ben sells twice as much as Jerry. So I'm not going to put like plus this or times 2 or anything like that. I want to make sure that I'm putting it in a kind of a sentence form of Ben selling twice as much as Jerry, or if you wanted to word it that Jerry sells half as much as Ben, either one of those would be fine, okay? For your next one, you have a basketball question that says LeBron and Steph are playing in the NBA playoffs. So far, their teams have played for 3 minutes. LeBron scores 2 points per minute, and Steph scores 6 points. So you're going to fill in the table with the information and continue that pattern through 5 minutes. This pattern up here can also help you by looking at how we did this problem, how we wrote the relationship. And then you're going to down here write the relationship between what LeBron and Steph's points. Okay? And then when you are finished, go ahead and go onto your drive to the patterns and order of operation game.